All right, guys, can you see me? All right, excellent. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure everybody could see me here. I couldn't see myself. Still getting used to this Streamlabs thing. So, Catwoman Hunted. Meh. Or meh. Oh, wasn't sure if I was gonna do that joke, but it is a Catwoman thing, right? So, yeah, man. Let me see if I can. I just want to make sure I do have one person here. I want to make sure I can see their chat. This weird thing popped up that I hadn't seen before today. So again, I'm unable to see the chat thing that I saw last time, and it's annoying me. And I'm looking for it. Let's see. No, dumb thing. Again, please bear with me here. Still learning this Streamlabs thing. Still learning this fancy background that we have here. But I'm looking for the chat. Patty chat. The hell is it? Home. Let's hit the home button, see what happens. Sorry for the delay. I just really need to be able to see the chat. It's important when you're going live on YouTube to see the chat. That's chatting about. Hello. Okay, so I'm still streaming. Oh, I'll get there soon, guys. There's got to be something. Always got to be something, doesn't there? Open window, open performance window. No, I don't care about notifications. I just test widgets. No, dude. I just want to go to the stream. Schedule stream. My profile. Sorry, guys. I know how annoying this is. Nobody wants to watch this. Damn it. Oh. Oh. Alright, I just can't see chat. That's the only thing. I can see myself, I just can't see chat. Well, guys, if you are live with me, I am working on being able to see chat. I do see we have one person with us, so why don't we do this? 2 minutes? Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes. Alright. If I can't figure this shit out in 2 minutes. Because I've invited some people to hop on. So I'm really... Super chat. Super chat. Is this it? It says super chat. Damn it. I had this down. I did this twice already. Come on, Streamlabs. I can't see the chat. Where is the motherfucking chat? Subscriber. Question mark. Get help. Do need help. I'm not getting help right now. Just want to know where the stupid chat is. Oh, snap. Well. Oh, what about this arrow thing? Yes, here we go. El Collecto, hello. I am here. Finally. All right. We're in, guys. Phew. All right, so we're back. Again, today we are talking Catwoman Hunted. Thank you so much for your patience there for a DC animated movie show, both podcast and the series here in the YouTube channel. So I am going to get to the podcast script in just a second. El Collecto, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thank you so much for your patience. Actually, why don't we just jump into the podcast script? Since I was going to say, normally we'd want to let people filter in, but we just wasted so much time. Not wasted, but lost so much time doing that. Actually, yes, it was a waste. Let's be real. So yeah, let's jump into the podcast script and talk about some Catwoman Hunted, baby. Oh, there's a 2-minute mark anyway. Oh, what a disaster. At least I was on time today, totally prepared. All right. There was an update. That's my other defense. All right. That's my other excuse. All right, All Collecto. Let's do this. Let's do this, baby. Thank you for joining us as always. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the DC Animated Movie Show, a YouTube series and podcast for the prestigious, ongoing catalog of DC animated movies. I am your host, Benjamin David. Our show is brought to you by our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/above and Batman Beyond. So tonight we're going to be covering the recent voice cast announcement for a new DC animated movie slated for 2022, and that is Catwoman Hunted. The announcement was exclusive to THR on August 17th, and we're going to talk about all the details from the THR piece, as well as an official image of the movie released from WB, which is right in front of your face right now if you're on YouTube. Speaking of Catwoman, if you haven't seen our coverage of Batman The Long Halloween Part 2, sad face for Naya Rivera, then definitely go back and check that out. I'll put the episode links in the description below. Videos right here in the YouTube channel, and the audio is up on the DCAMS podcast feed. Since we are on YouTube, please let us know in chat what you guys think of Catwoman Hunted for the loyal chat listeners right now, or chat viewers, or any other questions and comments on DC animated movies. If you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing on YouTube. Click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. And for the podcast listeners, please subscribe to the pod. Just like the vid series, we are DC Animated Movie Show. You can find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please be sure to write us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Takes just a minute or two, but that minute goes a really long way, especially because our show is still pretty new, and helping the show be found by awesome listeners like you on iTunes. So please consider subscribing, please write that 5-star review if you like the show. Subscribe to our other pods here in the channel. We have the DC Collecticast, the DC Collecticast. We have DC Collecticast, talking action figures and collectibles from the DC universe. And then we have our flagship show, of course, Above and Batman Beyond. That's our pretty shui show all about Batman Beyond. Follow us on Instagram. We are at DC Animated Movie Show. And follow the YouTube channel as well. We are at Batman Beyond Media. All right, all you DC animated cats, let's talk Catwoman Hunted. Whew. Wow, guys. Getting used to this YouTube thing. What a rush. El Collecto, I want to see this style of animation. I saw a couple of names, but none of them make me excited for the new movie. You want to see this style of animation. Well, if you caught, the very first thing I said when I hopped on here was, meh. Or correction, meh. Oh my god. It's hard to even get that joke out. It's so bad. But I don't know. It's anime. I'm not an anime guy. So that's why this whole, reaction to this, all of my coverage today might just be unfair. It might be so biased because I'm not anti-anime. I'm just so not an anime person that this is clearly anime, but I do have a lot of things to say about this, so we're going to jump into it. But it seems like, or I should ask, are you an anime guy, El Collecto, or are you just, you want to see the style of animation? And none of the names make you excited for the movie. Well, maybe I can help you with that, because this cast is stacked. So once again, guys, we are talking about Catwoman Hunted. There was a voice cast announcement on THR, and we are going to jump into the article. So once again, I can fancifully show you guys this shit right here on YouTube. Dun, 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 dun. Display capture. Boom. Check this out. Oh my god, how fancy is this? Catwoman Hunted sets voice cast. This is on HollywoodReporter.com. This is once again an exclusive. Elizabeth Gillies stars as Catwoman, along with Stephanie Beatrice as Batwoman and Jonathan Banks as the villain Black Mask. So it says, Catwoman is going from hunter to the hunted in a new animated film, Catwoman Hunted. It'll voice star Elizabeth Gillies once again as Catwoman, who joins a slew of DC characters for the new animated film produced by Warner Brothers Animation, DC, and Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Hunted, which is produced in an anime style, picks up with Catwoman as she attempts to steal a princess jewel. The heist puts her squarely in the crosshairs of both a powerful consortium of villains and the ever-resourceful Interpol, as well as Batwoman, voiced by Stephanie Beatrice. I'm going to go through the article here. It's very short. It's really just a piece. So we're going to go through the whole thing because there's enough to do that, and there's not too much. There's no fluff, really. So we're going to go through the whole thing, and then I'll go through with my reactions. Other stars include Jonathan Banks as Black Mask, Other stars include Jonathan Banks as Black Mask, Steve Blum as Solomon Grundy, Lauren Cohen as Julia Pennyworth, Keith David as Tobias Whale, Zedra Fazal as Talia al Ghul and Nosferatu, Jonathan Frakes as King Faraday and Boss Moxie, Kirby Howell Baptiste as Barbara Minerva Cheetah, Kelly Hu as Cheshire, Andrew Kashino as Mr. Yakuza, and Domino 6, Eric Lopez as Domino Wanda. Okay, this is a couple more that are not as DC. To wrap up the article part, Shinsuke Terasawa is directing from a script by Greg Wiseman. Ethan Spalding produces, along with Colin A.B.V. Lewis. Sam Register executive produces. Catwoman Hunted, which falls under the DC animated movie branding, is expected out in early 2022. All right. So let's hit up IMDb real quick. The trusty internet movie database. To go through some of the cast once again. So Lauren Cohen, who I actually pulled up before, she once again is Julia Pennyworth. Lauren Cohen, who I didn't recognize by the name, this is Maggie from The Walking Dead. And also for DC fans, she is Martha from BVS. Anybody in the chat? Patty chat? Nope, that's okay. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know that, again, from her name. So go back to IMDb here. We have Keith David. So I know you said some of the names didn't catch your ear there. Catch your ear there, El Collecto. But we also have Keith David as Tobias Whale. Keith David is, so many damn things. He was Goliath in Gargoyles. He was in the movie Platoon. He is just the man. I personally recently know him from Community. He was, what was his name on that show? But he played just some insane, washed up 90s VR developer. Like he developed VR from the 90s that doesn't hold up. And just make fun of how bad the VR is. Really good character. So Keith David is the man, just a really good actor. And speaking of Community, actually, Jonathan Banks as Black Mask. What inspired casting. Actually, real quick, Keith David is Tobias Whale. What's awesome about that, if you're not familiar with Tobias Whale, he is one of the main enemies of Black Lightning in DC. He's actually on the Black Lightning show. And but yeah, this is like pictures of him if you can see this. And he's just this big, kind of hulking, no neck type. So Keith David's an actual absolutely perfect casting for this. And I don't know, like Black Lightning is clearly a show primarily with a black cast and about kind of black culture and stuff. This guy looks, if I'm not mistaken, like a black albino man. So Tobias Whale, forgive my comic ignorance beside what I just Google imaged for this. It seems like this is a black-based character, so that would make sense for Keith David. I'm glad that they're kind of sticking to that. Jonathan Banks is Black Mask. I mean, talk about inspired casting. Jonathan Banks was Mike from Breaking Bad. And then also, I was talking about Community before. He was also in season 5 of Community as one of... they would switch out kind of the Chevy Chase older character. And Jonathan Banks was that character for that season. And then Keith David took over in the season after that. So that was really funny. Kirby Howell Baptiste is Barbara Minerva Cheetah. Kirby Howell Baptiste is also a black actress, so that's pretty cool to get some more representation there, for at least for Cheetah. Stephanie Beatrice, also speaking of minority casting, we have a Hispanic, I'm assuming, by the name Beatrice as Batwoman, so that's pretty cool. Kelly Hu is Cheshire, so Kelly Hu once again playing a badass Asian female character in the DC universe, or DC animated universe. She was just in Batman Soul of the Dragon in 2021. And here's some pictures of Cheshire. I wasn't very familiar with her either, but she's a DC kind of Asian villain. What does it say here? Sorry, I had the info pulled up. Fictional DC Comics, super villainous, long-standing rival of the superhero team, the Teen Titans. Her real name is Jade Nguyen in the New Earth. So once again, they're sticking faithfully to kind of the cultural and racial background of these characters, which is always important. Jonathan Frakes, #1, from Star Trek Next Generation, baby, is King Faraday, who it said before. This excites me that Catwoman's kind of foes or she has to go up against Interpol. That's serious stakes. You know, any good story should have stakes. King Faraday is a famous DC spy. So, like, the fact that King Faraday is in this as well as, Interpol, that probably means we're going to get some badass spy stuff going on in this. And those are formative villains for Catwoman. You know, that's... she can't exactly seduce all of Interpol the way she can with Batman, can she? Steve Blum, I know this name, but I don't know. Steve Blum is Solomon Grundy. I just want to look this up, and then we'll move on. Zahra Fasal, I looked her up before. She's Talia al Ghul. I don't know who Zahra Fasal is, so I can't speak to whether or not I think she's going to be good. I think I said last episode, the internet runs really slow with this. Like, if I don't already have the page open, it runs super slow in these pages, as you can see. Loading, still loading. And then again, after that, we will move on to some more of my thoughts. But Steve Blum, let's see what he's been in. The Witcher. Oh, the game, though. Yeah, not really. Star Wars Squadron video game. Robot Chicken. So yeah, nothing that really stands out to me personally. So I can't speak to the talents of Steve Blum, whether or not he's going to be a good Solomon Grundy. But you're going to need a nice hearty voice for Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. But yeah, man. So let's go to some of my thoughts here. All right, so overall, I'm pretty excited. I'm not like on the edge of my seat. I said before that, and then again after this, we'll go to the trusty internet movie database. I guess we'll start off positive. Cast is really impressive. Like, and I'm gonna get to why the cast. You can't always go by the cast and say that a movie's going to be awesome based on a good cast. There's been a lot of good casts for these movies that haven't been great. Killing Joke. You bring everybody back and it's not great. Or you have a stacked cast in a movie that's just not so great. However, this is going to factor into the anime thing in just a second. But here's my one thing with the cast. As much as I acclaimed Jonathan Frakes, Keith David, Jonathan Banks, I mean, so many people in there. Kelly Hu did amazing. Oh, I didn't say before. She was, I did say Soul of the Dragon. I'm not sure if I said she was Shiva, but Kelly Hu is Shiva. Like, so many good people in that cast. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. We're also going to be getting Cheetah in this movie. Talia al Ghul. There's going to be a bunch. But just sticking to cast. Yeah, there's nobody else. I mentioned everybody. So look, the cast is stacked. The one thing about the cast that doesn't excite me is Catwoman herself. Like, who the heck is Elizabeth Gillies? And, she's been in, what was it again? Destiny? Or what's that show? Sorry, I don't have it in front of me. Dynasty, that's what it is. She's on Dynasty. Like, I don't know. If you're going to get, and here's the thing. What I'm saying is that she's a no-name, and that's one thing. But if you're going to stack the rest of the cast, why not have your star as someone who's a little more recognizable? Then again, I haven't seen the movie. I haven't heard her work as a voice actor. Voice acting is a lot different from Dynasty. I watched some clips of Dynasty, and it was, Dynasty. And it's like the newer one, but I don't know. So my next thing is, once again, I am not an anime guy. Like, what worries me most about this is not my own personal taste, because of course you have to put these things aside when you evaluate a movie objectively, as especially a DC thing. There's extra stuff you have to let go with that. Even like drawing an analogy to the movie Joker, for example, like there's a lot you have to let go knowing what that project is. Yes, it's supposedly DC. Yes, supposedly that guy's supposed to go up against Batman at some point. Don't see that ever happening. But the point is, it's like, all right, there's stuff that I have to let go because I know this is basically a horror movie and it's a totally different take, right? Whereas this is similar. It's an anime take, something totally different. What I'm worried about mostly is that it's going to be anime to the extent of Batman Ninja. Like 2018's Batman Ninja, and the other, what kind of makes me worried that it is going to be that is that the director of this movie, once again, and yeah, you should get a director on here, but this director has done like absolutely nothing except for anime. Just like with breakout performances, and like we could see with Elizabeth Gillies, this could be your breakout. You can't always say because someone has no experience, there's always that catch-22, and then someone will never get a chance. So you got to give people a chance and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But to the extent of Batman Ninja, here's what worries me. Now, I'm going to get back to casting in a second. So before you call me a hypocrite, just give me 1 second and let me show you this. So Catwoman Hunted. All right, so that's gone. So look at this cast for Batman Ninja. This is 2018's Batman. I mean, none of these people. Fun fact, I believe Will Friedle, Terry McGinnis. Yeah, there were some people. Eric Bauza, Will Friedle was Red Robin, Batman, Terry McGinnis himself, Roger Craig Smith, Batman Bruce Wayne, Tara Strong, Harley Quinn, Fred Tatasciore, Gorilla Grodd. Like, there were people, definitely some American actors in this, but then look at this whole cast up here. Like, yes, of course, maybe this is a terrible compare. Oh, I see what happened here. Scratch everything I just said about this. I just realized there was an American cast as well as a Japanese cast. All right, so scratch the casting part there, but I guess kind of back to casting. So this makes me sound like an asshole here. But my point is that I guess what does prove my point here is this. This movie, Batman Ninja, was clearly made as an anime and they even said in the behind the scenes, like, we're making an anime movie that happens to be about Batman. I hope this is a Catwoman movie that happens to be in an anime style. I hope it's not an anime movie that happens to be in a Catwoman style. Meaning, if you have Catwoman elements, just don't have crazy giant barrel monkey style robots at the end of your big Catwoman movie, because it's like just going crazy with some of the anime stuff that Batman / DC audiences aren't used to. That's personally not going to be for me. Now, I know there are a decent amount of both animation or DC animation / anime fans out there that will like that. I just really hope, once again, it's a Catwoman movie that happens to be in an anime style, non-anime movie that happens to be about Batman. Watch Batman Ninja. You'll know what I mean. Watch any review of Batman Ninja. And once again, I can't judge you for liking it if you're an anime fan. It's just anime is it's a genre in and of itself. Because it happens to be animation, you're like, oh, this will immediately translate. All right, so back to the casting thing. It's like, that is totally, once again, an anime first movie. This, because the cast is so American, and it seems like this movie's made for an American audience or for an English speaking audience, not for the anime audience, I should say. I think it's going to be what I'm hoping for, which is, once again, Catwoman movie anime style. So I know that sounded really convoluted and confusing, but this is part of going live. Also, I didn't fully do my research in Batman Ninja ahead of time because, frankly, I don't care much about Batman Ninja. But it did end up kind of proving my point, which is that, yes, while there is a Japanese cast and an American cast, it's also like that's because this movie is so damn anime. And hey, anime's your thing. Awesome. Not Benjamin's. Sorry, but not sorry. So, I mean, I am excited for this movie because of the cast once again, because of Catwoman. I love the character of Catwoman. Selena Kyle is an amazing character. So I guess let's talk about the image real quick as well, while we have it up. And this was part of the THR article, as you saw there. WB also, that's like an official image from WB, as they do usually with a press release, but instead, even with the exclusive, they dropped an image. For the listeners, she's got Catwoman's hovered over this green emerald jewel thing that they talk about in the synopsis. Her eyes perfectly match, and it's got perfectly match the green jewel, and she's got the goggles. I love the suit. It's very much like a Hush, the Batman Hush style Catwoman suit. Her fingers have the pointed, so she can cut through glass, that type of thing. The claws, the cat claws, and it looks great, except it's got that anime fog to it because everything in anime has got to have that damn fog to it. And one of the things I didn't like about the DC animated movie universe, the DCAMU, which was, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War was the end of it, 2020, and then it started with Flashpoint Paradox, 2013. Those 15 movies all had that anime influence. Character designs by Phil Barossa. That whole animation style is just not for me. So the fact that it's back, I'm not too worried about, though, because I don't think this is going to be a universe. We're already getting that kind of Justice Society World War II / Superman Man of Tomorrow / Batman The Long Halloween parts 1 and 2 style. So with the thick Archer style character designs. So I don't think this is going to be a new universe. If this was an announcement for a new universe, man, I mean, again, I'd have to see it to know for a fact, but that would annoy me. This does not annoy me. It seems like this is going to be like they did with the DCAMU. You'd have a couple in continuity movies per year, 1 or 2, and then you'd have a couple that are out of continuity. I'm liking that this is probably one of the alternates. But man, once again, Keith David is Tobias Whale. That is casting. Jonathan Banks is Black Mask. Casting. Batman Under the Red Hood is one of my favorite DC animated movies. It's it's at the top of a lot of people's lists. A lot of people still complain, including me. Black Mask is not a strong suit. It's not a strong suit of that movie is the Black Mask performance. Whereas Jonathan Banks as Black Mask, that is so perfect. He can play that calm but really intimidating, commanding, charismatic, calm voice, but then when he blows up would totally, just perfect. Black Mask should scare you even when he's not yelling, and that guy was just so damn manic in Under the Red Hood. So I guess just to read through the cast once again real quick. Jonathan Frakes, number 1 as King Faraday. That is great to see him as a super spy. Oh, that sounds awesome. And his boss, Moxie, which I'm assuming is like a mob boss. Kelly Hu is Cheshire, man. Kelly Hu, she was such a badass as Shiva, our co-host on Above and Batman Beyond. Eli said that his favorite character in Batman Soul of the Dragon was Shiva. She just played it so damn perfect as badass, confident. She's one of the best fighters in the world in a lot of iterations of DC Comics. Comes from that kind of 70s fighter background and played that perfect. So I'm sure she's going to play Cheshire perfect as well. So yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it. I guess the other thing that is, before we go, a little confusing to me. And let me know, guys, if you know in the chat, or hit us up on Instagram at DC Animated Movie Show, at Batman Beyond Media. I thought that this was the announcement. Again, this was from the THR article for Catwoman Hunted, August 17th. I thought that was the announcement for the movie. I hadn't heard anything about Catwoman Hunted prior to that. It seemed like that was the announcement of the movie, but then the THR article, reading it today, said voice cast announced. So let me know if you guys know. Let me know if you guys know what the details are there. Like, had Catwoman Hunted been announced? I cannot talk tonight, obviously. Had Catwoman Hunted been announced prior to this August 17th article from THR? Did I just not know about it? And it was the voice cast. I mean, obviously the voice cast was the big news and the image. But had that part of the slate been released prior? To my knowledge, it had not. But I am no longer, at least as of now, we're building it up. Building up the YouTube channel. Hopefully we'll have our own press access soon enough. But I don't have press access right now. So I don't have those inside tidbits right now. Working on that. But I also wouldn't give away, secret stuff anyway. But I'm saying I didn't hear anything prior to this being released. So let me know if you guys know anything about that. All right, guys. So once again, that has been my coverage of Catwoman Hunted. If you don't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. For the podcast listeners, please subscribe to the pod, just like the vid series. We are DC Animated Movie Show. You can find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please write us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It takes just a minute or two, but that minute goes a really long way to help our show be found by awesome listeners like you on iTunes. It really helps us build the podcast, so your help there is much appreciated. Follow us on Instagram. We are at DC Animated Movie Show, and follow the YouTube channel as well. We are at Batman Beyond Media. Next week, Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms review. The new Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms movie has dropped today on both digital and Blu-ray and DVD, however you guys want to get it. Today is, just for the audio listeners, today is August 31st. Since our podcast drops every Friday, we're recording this Tuesday. But yeah, it just dropped. And I cannot wait to watch it. I love Scorpion's Revenge, the last Mortal Kombat Legend. This is also written, I believe, by Jeremy Adams. Check out a review of the trailer, or I should say my reaction to the trailer that came out a couple months ago. Can't believe that movie's already out. So again, that's going to be next week here on the DC Animated Movie Show. So this has been Benjamin David. And remember, animated, we stand. Thank you so much, El Colecto, as always. Como siempre. All right, guys. Thank you for... What was I going to say? Sorry. Thank you for bearing with us in the beginning there. And I will stop talking like this once I get used to this, obviously. When it's pre-recorded, when you're used to a certain format, you don't trip over your words as much. And there's a lot less ums and ahs. But it's funny that I can speak in front of like 30 to 300 people, no problem. And because this is a new Streamlabs thing, I'm tripping over my words. If you don't believe me, I can speak, guys, okay? If you don't believe me, go to my past videos. But yeah, thank you guys for bearing with us. And I am really happy with this new setup. And subscribe to everything.